suave.
I think it's funny more than anything. Like, I don't smoke cigarettes because they look pretty or whatever. Like, that's not why I started. I didn't go, hey, look at that cool packet, I want to smoke
The pictures
that.
are kind of scary. It is, even for a regular smoker like me especially. There's one pack which has a brain cut into two and there's a blood clot there. It's kind of scary. I think it will deter smokers. I mean, people who are planning to start smoking. But yeah, not like a regular smoker like me.
What do you think tobacco companies will do to fight back once they've lost this ad space?
Well, there's very little that they can do because in dark markets like Australia, they prevented from engaging in any form of direct advertising or promotion. All forms of sponsorship and overt advertising have been banned since 1994. So the pact really has been of absolute prime importance for the companies to be able to continue promoting smoking. So it's hard to know what they will do. And in fact, there would be major panic within the industry in Australia and overseas because of the likelihood that this will spread elsewhere in the world.
There's talk that maybe tobacco companies will come back and say that this is an infringement of their intellectual property. Do you think they'll have a leg to stand on that count?
Well, the government has taken a lot of very senior legal advice on this, and I've seen some of the advice which has been given to governments, and constitutional and trademark lawyers been uniform in saying that the tobacco industry does not have a leg to stand on. Tobacco industry have been saying that their trademarks are being confiscated. In fact, that's not the meaning of what's happened at all. Confiscation within the law means that trademarks would be taken and used by somebody else. Well, the government isn't going to use tobacco industry trademarks. They're basically just saying, if you want to sell cigarettes in Australia, this is the packaging that you have to sell them in, and there is no right to use a trademark. There's only a right to prevent other people from using your trademark.
And what about the rate increase? Do you think that will help deter smokers?
The tax rate increase, you mean?
Yes.
Yeah, oh look, that's probably the single most important measure that any government can take.
So do you think that the tax increase will deter you from smoking at all?
Not really. I think I have to start saving more to buy more cigarettes. That's it. It's not going to stop me smoking.
Do you think you'll smoke less, though?
Maybe I'll probably save a pack for longer, just because I don't have to buy a pack again and again.
We know how important it is because the tobacco industry, of course, engages in price discounting every day of the week to try and entice smokers to smoke their particular products. So cigarettes, like every other product, is price sensitive, and so if you put the price up, we can watch the effect of that in the marketplace. And what we know from a lot of studies globally is that you put the price of cigarettes up by 10%, you get about a 4% fall in consumption, and that occurs through both people quitting but also people reducing the amount of cigarettes that they smoke.
It's only 25% of the tax, isn't it? Yeah, so that's like, what, $1 or $2 a packet? I don't know, I don't really care that much.
It's not doing anything to help smokers because all they're going to be doing is paying more. And it's not very fair that they're making smokers pay more when it's an addiction. You know, it's one of the most difficult things to give up is cigarettes. So.
But that tax increase is going towards public health when these people are later hospitalized because they're smokers. Do you think that works, that it's kind of cyclical?
I don't think it's going to deter anybody who's already an established smoker. It's just going to be a slight pain. I don't think it's a real measure to kind of curb smoking at a social level. I think the only things that can really change things like that are social change and education.
So Australia will be the first in the world to institute this plain packaging, but they still aren't really classifying movies with consideration of smoking, because if they get a stricter rating, that means that there would be a lesser audience that is seeing the main character smoking and such. The US and the UK are talking about doing that. Why is Australia failing to do that at the moment?
I personally have a lot of reservations about that whole approach to things, because there are many movies where people smoke and the message given out by their smoking is not necessarily an attractive one. People will often get ideas about what they do and don't want to do in life by looking not just at kind of negative but positive role modelling as well. So I just think that argument's far too crude, and it also leads to some really important slippery slope considerations.